Sizing stems. Today, the BikeFit sizing stem and the QBP or the Salsa Size-O-Matic. Hi, my name is Paul Swift and this is the Cycle Point. So let's decide. Well, let me do a little history here. The Salsa sizing stem has been around a long time, and I do plan in a couple weeks here to give you some history on sizing stems, but it's been around a long time, and it's kind of hard to do this comparison because when I was at BikeFit, I sold a lot of these, and at the time, it was a great stem for the price. However, maybe it's seen its time, and I want to be careful how I talk about that. But I want to give you a comparison in case you're looking at the two so you know what you're getting into. Price, I kind of don't really want to verbalize the price online because there's a dealer price. So if you're a dealer and you want to look at this, you got to look at that. For most people who are not a dealer, then they have to go retail. It would probably be similarly priced to this, maybe a little less. So the price is probably going to be a little bit better on the QBP. They're both sizing stems, so you put them on a bicycle. In place of your regular stem, you can adjust them lengthwise, you can adjust the tilt and angle. Now, there are several differences here. So the range, the fore-aft range, or the distance here, this is about 55 millimeters to 155. So that indeed actually is a little bit longer than the range on the BikeFit. This is 60 to 145. So range definitely, goes to the Salsa a little bit. One of the reasons it is able to have that shorter distance is, I don't know if you see the little hole here, or for the steer tube where you mount it to the bike, there's a lot of material back here. Now what they did is they pushed this material behind, and so therefore you're able to get this a little further back. If you look at this stem, you'll see there's very little material back here, and there's a very specific reason for that. So let me kind of look at it like this. So what you have here is you have a lot of distance on this one behind that, and you have less distance on this one. When you mount this on some bikes, particularly if you have some of the bikes now where the cables go right into the frame, right behind the headset, this gets in the way, and this is a little problematic. But when it was designed originally, that really was almost never the case. It's just bicycles are changing, so now today that may indeed be the case on some of the bikes you're going to be working with. So that's how it gives you and why it gives you more range. Because like, wait, hey, why don't you just do that? Well, in order to have this be very short back here, you have to figure out where else to put all of the features and the mechanisms. So this is very short here. As a matter of fact, it is not much shorter than the bolts, basically. And so if you have a bike where the cables go right into the frame, right behind the head tube, you can still use this. Since we're talking about this area right here, I'm going to talk about sizes of what it fits. This is an 1 1/8" head tube, or steer tube rather, and this fits 1 1/8" and 1 1/4". More and more bikes are starting to have 1 1/4" head tubes. This will no longer fit. So you're going to need something. This is maybe one of the only ones in the market that even does fit that, and it does not seem as though those are going away. It only seems like more and more bikes are coming with that. As far as the range and the angle, it goes down 20 plus 40 on this one. That's a decent range on the upside. This one is more plus or minus 30. So it's kind of a wash, really. Probably less people are going to go down 20 degrees, so there may be a slight advantage to the Salsa. Adjusting the range, however, though, this is where it gets a little complicated. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. So when you adjust this, you're supposed to put a clamp on here and put 4 bolts. As you probably already figured out from the BikeFit stem, all you do is push the little lever over, and you can change the distance, no tools. With the 4 bolts, what happens is, especially on a bike that might have the aero pads, it can be really challenging to reach these. 4 bolts takes a long time to adjust. This also will adjust to really any length in between here. In other words, infinitely adjustable in between the ranges, whereas this one will go in 5 millimeter increments. The reason, I believe BikeFit, maybe 1 or 2 other stems have done the 5 millimeter increments, however, that's what you can buy. You can't buy stems that are in between. You'd have to have custom stems. The width of it is pretty narrow. It's not bad. However, getting into the bolts here can be a little challenging. The width is pretty similar, so I'm not sure I give an advantage to either one. To change the angle, you do need to, and it's kind of interesting because it's like on the other side. Like you typically read a stem from one side, but you go to the other side, and there is your little lever, or your bolt rather, for adjusting angle, yet you read the angle on this side. So, and sometimes that one gets in the way a little bit of the handlebars. This one here it is on one side, but you just turn the lever and that raises the stem or lowers the stem, no tools needed. And so you can be in a very tight and cramped quarters. I want to caution you, I was watching a video today where they were showing their sizing stem on a sizing cycle. There isn't any other stuff in the way. There's no brake levers, cables going in and out, and they really make it look elegant. So if you're someone who's doing a bike fit like most people on the planet, the bell curve of bike fits today are still done on people's bicycles. Not that sizing bikes aren't good. They are good and have their place. This is that's something you got to think about. This one does come in a nice case. It's plastic, doesn't necessarily look all that pretty, but it's a nice case. Has its own little slots and places. It comes with a couple of the adapters to go with a different size steer tube, and it's nice that it comes with them. This one does come with one where, as far as, you know, if you want to, you keep it in for the 1.1/8, you pull it out for the 1.25. If you wanted to go smaller, you can. Less and less of those are on the market today. This one also comes in a very nice case, and the case is it's a little prettier than the Salsa, so it looks a little better. So this was kind of a sentimental yet a difficult comparison for me to do, because I used this for so many years, and it really was the best for a long time at the price. Nothing reached it, but it's just kind of seen its time. And I have to tell you, if you're looking at a stem, even though it might cost a couple more dollars, you won't be caught where like, hey, this won't even fit 1.25 inches. It gets tight on some bikes and cramped. You know, if you are not doing fits on any tri-bikes at all, and you can find one, you know, well, you can find them. You know, it might not be a bad deal, but I think you would find eventually you're going to run into some situation where you're going to be disappointed or have some issues. So BikeFit here, and that's the comparison of these two. We will definitely be doing some more. Let us know what you think, and I've already had some emails on the one that we're definitely going to do a comparison to. I'm trying to figure out how to maintain my composure on that, because some of these are just like, I can't believe they made them. But anyway, or the price. Thank you for tuning in. Paul here at the Cycle Point. If you like this, let us know. Check out our Facebook, and I'll probably do a couple photos again below this post on Facebook so that you can see some of these stems in action. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.